But I have to just say, anyone who has doubted me over the past decade about this evil woman now needs to eat some humble pie.
The reason why these pictures are so problematic for Meghan Markle is because these pictures place her with Jeffrey Epstein.
Meghan is at the bottom of the barrel.
In fact, I've seen the tapes. I've got them somewhere. God knows where now. I've got them on some
So you've seen Nudie Rudy Meghan too?
I've seen more than one thing.
She's a con artist.
It was really important to me. I remember where I come from.
It's going to be explosive.
I tried so hard.
Let me take you through what Tom Bower has revealed. He's told the Daily Mirror, I've got a lot of new material already, and I think the whole world wants new insights. It's an amazing story.
Here's what kept pressing on me after we finished. The Sussexes have absorbed attacks in print from Piers Morgan, Samantha Markle, Valentine Lowe, and Thomas Markle Sr. without a single formal response. Tom Bower published Revenge in 2022. They said nothing. Omid Scobie's Endgame accidentally named 2 senior royals accused of racism. They stayed quiet. But Betrayal, 12 days before a single copy shipped, produced the most aggressive public statement in Sussex history. Their spokesperson called it a deranged conspiracy built on melodrama.
They tried to hide the files and they failed.
The material that actually frightened them is not in the book. Not yet. The serialization covered Harry's isolation, Camilla's warning, and the charity implosion. It did not touch the one subject that makes Bower's mainstream credibility genuinely dangerous to Meghan.
Something is going on. And Meghan and all the things that she has done to, pull other people down and to question them and their behavior. Well, let's continue to turn the tables and talk about you, Miss Meghan Markle, and what you have.
Hold that thought, because 5 days after those excerpts hit newsstands, a columnist at The Spectator said the quiet part out loud. Julie Burchill is not a careful writer. Dismissed from the Daily Telegraph in 2021 for a racist tweet about baby Lilibet's name. Paid damages to journalist Ash Sarkar after an Islamophobic attack. Radioactive by most professional standards. She also writes for The Spectator, founded in 1828, one of the oldest continuously published magazines in the English language. On March 17th, 2026, Burchill published a column mocking Meghan's Sydney wellness retreat, with tickets priced at nearly 3,000 Australian dollars. Buried inside the mockery, she wrote this: nobody will get to ask anything genuinely interesting, like how many yachts she traveled on as a guest before she met her prince. Was the number in double figures or triple? Read that again. A columnist writing for a publication with an unbroken history stretching back before the Crimean War placed a direct reference to the yacht allegations into print with editors and lawyers, and it passed review without amendment. For 8 years, these questions existed only in independent digital media and anonymous forums.
The column was crude, personal, exactly what you'd expect from Burchill. And buried in the middle of the ridicule, she wrote this: no one will get to ask anything interesting, like how many yachts she was a guest on before she met her prince. Was it double figures or triple? Read that again.
The key line there, and the line that really, really interested me, was not a question about whether she was a yacht girl, but just simply stating as a fact and then asking, was it double figures or triple in terms of how many yachts she was a guest on before she met Prince Harry?
Mainstream British publications behaved as though the subject had no legitimate existence. As of March 17th, 2026, that position is over. Before we continue, and a boundary needs to be stated clearly, this story has been polluted by fabricated images, misidentified photographs, and content reckless enough to trigger mass channel removals during January's enforcement action. This script deals only with verified facts and statements attributed to named sources on the public record. Everything else is excluded. Here is what is verified.
The Meghan Markle yacht girl claims simply will not go away. And I've spoken about this before, but until now, no one in the mainstream media has been brave enough to go there. Well, that has just changed.
Marcus Anderson, Global Membership Director at Soho House, met Meghan during her Suits years in Toronto. He attended her royal wedding in 2018 and her baby shower in New York in 2019. Royal correspondent Katie Nichol, reported on Channel 4 that Harry asked Anderson to arrange not a formal date, but a private meeting opportunity at a Soho House venue. Harry's own memoir confirms that Violet von Westenholz made the first Instagram connection in July 2016. Anderson managed the logistics. He was the infrastructure. Tom Bauer documented in Revenge that Meghan was a regular presence at Brett Ratner's Hollywood gatherings for years, that she traveled internationally on a consistent basis, and that Suits cast members could not account for how she maintained a business-class travel schedule on an actress's salary.
Tom Bauer is forensic in his investigations, and he does them over a period of time. This is not like a Daily Mail hatchet job or anything like that. He has a very solid track record.
Once a Soho House basic, always a Soho House basic bitch.
Her childhood acquaintance, Nanaki Pretty, told Bauer directly that Meghan was a calculating social climber who had set her sights on a prince since secondary school. That is a named, attributed quotation from someone who knew her before any of this began.
You have to question that, and you have to address it, and it has to be something that we continue to talk about, because there is something there that we need to find the missing pieces to, because I believe a lot of it was scrubbed off of the internet way before we even knew who Meghan Markle was.
The discomfort arrives with the name Ron Burkle. The American billionaire and founder of Ukaipa Companies owned approximately 60% of Soho House at the relevant time. Burkle's name appears in Jeffrey Epstein's personal address book. His name appears in Epstein's private jet flight logs. When the Department of Justice released its second tranche of sealed Epstein documents in January 2024, Burkle's name appeared again. Not in a criminal context, but deep enough in the paperwork to generate significant press coverage. No credible reporting has produced any evidence of a direct connection between Burkle and Meghan. That link does not exist in sourced journalism. But the man whose commercial network provided the social scaffolding around Meghan's pre-Harry years had documented connections to Epstein that are a matter of public record. That
This
proximity is the
gentleman
thread
right here,
BOMBSHELL is
that's
now pulling
Nick
in mainstream
Jones, the
print.
original founder of Soho House. Guess where he's going there? He's arriving at Meghan Markle and Harry's wedding as guest of honor. Oh yeah, Soho was present.
And we also have this. This is Karina Shuliak, Epstein's girlfriend.
And the only times she traveled and went anywhere was with him. And guess who's on the other end with her Panama hat?
In February 2026, days after Andrew's arrest, a photograph spread across every platform. 7 women on a boat, Mediterranean sun. 2 annotated arrows, one pointing at Meghan Markle, the other at a figure captioned as Karina Shuliak, identified as Epstein's last long-term companion. Russian state broadcaster RT posted it with the caption, Epstein's decade-long girlfriend alongside Markle. Millions of people saw it within hours.
And I know what you're going to say. Maybe it was just that one trip. No, there were quite a few trips. There's actually quite a lot of pictures about them. There are 2 pictures that leaked.
Snopes investigated. The photograph is genuine. Meghan is in it. No manipulation was identified. But the woman labeled as Karina Shuliak is not Karina Shuliak. She is Flavia Cirignano, an Italian lifestyle writer. The original Instagram upload from August 10th, 2016, posted by photographer Carlotta Duca, tags Cirignano by name. Shuliak was not on that boat. Before that correction is used to dismiss everything, stop. Because the debunk makes the real questions sharper, not weaker.
And I wonder if Prince Andrew's going to come out and say, hey, Harry, I did your wife quite a few times on yachts before you got her.
What?
No.
The photograph is real. Meghan is on a yacht. The trip took place off Formentera in the Balearic Islands in August
The yacht girl.
2016,
Oh my God.
weeks before she
Ghislaine
began
Maxwell
dating
spoke.
Harry.
She said so.
The other
Virginia
confirmed
Woolf
passengers include
spoke.
Misha
They
Nonu
both
and Heather
talked about
Dorak,
Meghan Markle, but
verified
the
by
world
their
chose
own
to
social
ignore it.
media
And
records.
even now, with these
Nono
pictures
designed
out
the shirt
in the
Meghan
public
wore for
domain,
her
the
first
press
public appearance with
still
Harry
refuses
and was at
to
the center
expose
of
Meghan
every
Markle's
significant
pictures hidden
early introduction.
because there's just too many people involved, and now they don't care about protecting Meghan Markle anymore.
The misidentification collapsed under examination.
What is she doing on the yacht? Why did David Boies want to question her? Why is she with Karina Shuliak? Why are there people in Meghan's social circle, that are in the same social circle as Andrew?
Burkle returns to the center of the picture in December 2021, when David Boies, chairman of Boies, Schiller, Flexner, and among the most consequential litigation attorneys in the United States, sat for an interview with the Daily Beast. He was representing Virginia Giuffre in her civil case against Prince Andrew. He told journalist Tom Sykes that his team was evaluating whether to subpoena Meghan Markle, not as a defendant, as a witness.
She was coming to New York all the time. She was in New York when Andrew was in New York for an entire month in September 2013.
His reasons, direct quotations published 21st December 2021, were three. First, she was in the United States, providing jurisdiction. Second, she had been a close associate of Prince Andrew and was therefore positioned to have seen or heard relevant conduct. Third, she was someone who could be relied upon to tell the truth. Boies had 10 to 12 depositions allocated across the entire case.
I want to ask Meghan Markle about her yacht girl past. To me, it feels like quite a significant moment because, of course, there is so much about Meghan Markle's time on those yachts that we do not know.
He was not going to spend one on the basis of celebrity alone. He explicitly declined to consider deposing Queen Elizabeth II, citing respect for her age and constitutional position. Meghan received no equivalent consideration. Let that land. One of the most formidable litigators in America publicly identified the Duchess of Sussex as a potential deponent in an Epstein-adjacent case on the basis of documented proximity to Andrew and the social circles surrounding him. That is a senior attorney conducting professional due diligence on the record, not a conspiracy theory. On January 12, 2022, Judge Lewis Kaplan denied Andrew's motion to dismiss.
This is Rachel Meghan Markle in 2006 at a Hamptons party where Harvey Weinstein was there. But of course, nobody was mentioning Meghan Markle because she was a nobody.
Discovery was approaching. 5 weeks later, on February 15, 2022, Andrew settled for a reported £12 million. The case never reached the stage where Meghan would have been called. Virginia Giuffre died by suicide in April 2025 in Western Australia. She was 41. A posthumous memoir, Nobody's Girl, was published 6 months later.
The publication of Jessica Reed Krause's House in Habit investigation into Meghan Markle's yacht girl past, which she has promised and has spent 6 years working on. And I am licking my lips in anticipation for when she drops that.
And Meghan has never, on any occasion, publicly addressed what Boies said about her. That is the thread nobody examines carefully enough. Not the allegations themselves, the architecture of silence around them. The Sussex operation knows how to deny things. They denied the brainwashing characterization. They denied bullying staff.
The privacy laws are pretty strong here, and that's what she used as a weapon at the time. So there were quite a few things about her personal life. I'll work them into another book.
They denied fabricating the Oprah interview claims. They called betrayal a deranged conspiracy and accused Bauer of inventing theories about people he has never met. PR expert Renee Smith, founder of the Atticism Agency, told The Express that the intensity of the response revealed Bauer had hit a genuine nerve. But the statement attacks the author, the methodology, and the motive. It never, at any single point, mentions yachts. It does not reference Soho House.
Sussexes only will talk to people who repeat their own narrative.
Yes.
And who they can control. So the idea that you can get the truth from the Sussexes is contradictory.
It does not name Burkle. It does not address Boies. It does not engage with the pre-Harry social network in any form. I have read every significant Sussex public statement issued since 2020.
In my opinion, in my analysis, and my experience of decades, this kind of analysis, for me, is the real deal. If a photo such as this of Meghan Markle with Prince Andrew years ago surfaces, that will be quite an scandal.
No direct denial of the yacht past allegations exists anywhere in that record. Not from Meghan, not from Harry, not from Sunshine Sachs, not from Shillings, not from any spokesperson in any outlet at any time. When you attack every person raising a question while consistently refusing to answer the question itself, that is not communication strategy. That is a tell. Andrew was arrested on the 19th of February, 2026. The Department of Justice had released over 3 million pages of Epstein files 3 weeks earlier. Within 72 hours of the arrest, the Yacht Pass questions moved from independent platforms into mainstream coverage. Burchill published in The Spectator on March 17th. Bauer's book, serialized in The Times, published by an established house, and reviewed across every major British outlet, moved the entire subject from fringe territory into the category of things that credentialed journalists are now permitted to examine openly.
Called Kevin Blatt. Now, he is a celebrity tape broker, ladies, where he describes a 2018 call from a woman claiming to possess a 4-year-old tape of a Meghan who is about to marry a prince.
Her name is Meghan, and she's about to marry a prince in England.
What?
Yeah, this story's not true, too. It is true. I believe this is Meghan.
She is so odious, it's beyond belief.
Jack Royston of Newsweek identified the Streisand effect immediately. By attacking the book publicly before it shipped, the Sussexes guaranteed its readership. By March 15th, Betrayal was number 1 on Amazon without a single copy in circulation. The door is open. In mainstream British journalism, with editorial oversight and institutional legal review behind it, a door opened on these terms does not close again. The Yacht questions are only one layer of what is unraveling. There are 6 specific people across 8 years, across 3 continents, who each tried to place elements of this story on a formal record. None of them knew each other. Every one of them faced a consequence for the attempt. The pattern connecting what happened to each of them is not coincidental, it is structural. That account is coming next. That